And we are live. My mic's working. And it is so good to be in studio. My name is Anthony Krysiewicz, and welcome to Let's Talk Vinyl. I am a novice in winery. I have some Pearl Jam facts. And Trey Busch is the El Master at wine. And we are here tonight to talk about Immortality. We're here to drink some wine. We're here to bullshit. We're here to have a good time. But before we get into that, let me give a proper introduction to the man to my side, Trey Busch. He is one of the wine masters, as I like to call him, because he has educated me so much over these last 9 episodes. He is up in Walla Walla, Washington at Sleight of Hand Cellars. You can go buy his wine. It is delicious. I highly recommend it. Trey.
Yeah, you're showing up tomorrow.
I can't
I just
wait.
tracked it.
Are you
I just
serious?
tracked it. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. I went and yelled at Tim about it, but he said your wine was stuck in Montana for 3 days because it normally gets routed through St. Louis,
Okay.
and did they have a shooting there or something like that?
They did have a
big-
yeah.
Anyway, whatever it was, apparently those are the FedEx thing. Anyway, that disrupted everything, and so I apologize for your case not coming, but you have 12 bottles of wine coming. It'll be there tomorrow, and it'll be there in time.
You spoil me. You spoil me. I will take that as a birthday gift and a very
There we
good
go.
one.
That's right. Happy belated, by the way.
Thank you very much. We are drinking a little different wine, but once again, you went food shopping with me today as we went through the because my wine store is closed due to the fact that they had a flood.
Just a miserable selection at your grocery store. It's depressing.
The sad thing
It's
about
it's soul crushing, is what it is.
It
As
really
someone
is.
in the wine business, it's soul crushing to look at the choices that you and everyone else who shops at what's the name of your store?
Food Lion.
At the Food Lion. The people who shop at the Food Lion, what they have to go through, and look at the wine. It's depressing. So, but you found a good one. You found one of my neighbor's wine, Chateau Saint Michel.
I will tell you, dude. The amount of dust on this bottle, as it was overlooked so many times. But the fucked up part about it, though, Trey, that really drives me nuts. So this bottle of wine, which I've had a couple sips, is absolutely amazing. As I'm checking out with this bottle of wine, getting looks at from, I live in a very country area, very very kind of country folk. The person in front of me had 6 cases of PBR. The guy behind me was getting a keg of beer, and there I am with my bottle of wine. So it was interesting.
Aren't you fancy? That's what they were thinking.
They did, I was like, hey, come to my house, hang out. It's good stuff. But we found a good bottle. It is delicious.
Good. So the reason I had you grab that is twofold. One, because my wine didn't make it, but 2, I wanted let's go find some Washington wine so we can at least both be drinking Washington.
Sure.
And let's drink a Bordeaux varietal because as I mentioned, the Conjurer, which I'm drinking tonight. This is that right there. There we go. So this is a wine that we make. It's called the Conjurer, and it's Bordeaux, what they refer to as a Bordeaux blend. So if you ever hear the term Bordeaux blend, what that means is there's essentially 5 grapes. It's going to be a blend of any percentage of 5 grapes. It can be 2 grapes together. It can be 3. It can be all 5, whatever. But those 5 grapes come from the region of Bordeaux, where they were originally from in France. But, of course, we grow these grapes. These grapes are grown all over the world. Cabernet Sauvignon, most popular grape. Merlot, you've heard of. Cabernet Franc. And then we did a tasting with Malbec. That's one of the Bordeaux varietals. So there could be Malbec in a Bordeaux blend.
Okay.
And the last grape is called Petit Verdot, and it's usually a minor blending grape. You rarely see Petit Verdot on a label. You rarely go buy a Petit Verdot. It's always blended into the final wine.
Interesting.
So the Conjurer is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and sometimes we put Petit Verdot in it. Not every vintage. It just depends on the vintage for us. But that's what's commonly referred to as a Bordeaux blend. It's different than a red blend. A red blend can be any grapes you want, right? So if you go to the red blend section of your Food Lion, who knows what you're getting in some of those things. It could be Grenache and Syrah and blackberry wine. I think you even picked one up that said it had fruit wine in it. And so,
And I did stop myself because there was like, hey,
yeah,
you're like, hey, show me what we got. I'm like, oh, this shit says bourbon barreled. We're like skipping this one. So
nope. We learned
yeah,
our lesson last time, didn't we, Anthony?
God, that was disgusting. Oh, it was like I was like, this sounds so good, and it was such shit.
I mean, look, it's a flavor profile that if you're just not, if people aren't serious about wine, or even if they're just not like semi-serious about wine, if it tastes, look, if it tastes good, that's my motto regardless, right? And I don't put people down for whatever they drink. If that guy wanted to drink six pack of PBR behind you, more power to him. That's what tastes good to him, right? Same thing for the people who drink wine that was aged in bourbon barrels. But if you really want to learn about wine as a drink, then you do have to get a little more serious about it. And thankfully, there are tens of thousands of options out there for you. Maybe not the Food Lion, but your local wine shop when you can go there next. So,
what's really drives me nuts about it too is like you have really introduced me to this idea that like, hey, check out this wine. It's different. It's unique. Like and I message you sometimes like, hey, dude, I'm eating this. What do you recommend? Because I used to just drink a beer with dinner. Now I feel like drinking wine, and like I said, we've done 9 episodes of this. I have definitely I'm starting to get an idea of different tastes and like what goes with what. Like wine definitely brings flavor profiles out of things, and I've enjoyed that. Like I feel like I'm a little bit smarter than I was 9 months ago on wine, and it makes me feel fancy.
I feel like I've learned more about Pearl Jam in 9 months, and I've been following them for 30 years. So I
Well,
give you credit for that.
well, listen. I will say this first, and I want to give a shout out to them. During the live stream on Saturday when we did our event, Dave, who owns livefootsteps.org, where we get all of our facts from. That's where we dig deep in. Dave has done a really good job of pulling things together. That's where I get my facts from. I mean, there's some things that I do know and I pull together, but for the most part, like he has done such a great job of like in really coming together all these facts and statistics that a lot of websites don't have. So if you're a Pearl Jam junkie and you love what we're telling you, first of all, if you love wine, because I see here, Michelle wants to know, do you ship to Cincinnati?
We absolutely do. And Michelle, we actually sell our wine in Ohio. We work with a distributor called Vintage Wine Imports or Vintage Wine Distribution, something like that. And so they're the ones who sell our wines to the stores. So you can walk into any of your grocery stores or any of your wine shops, not grocery store, but your wine shops, and ask them to bring it in for you. And they can tell you what's available and the pricing and all that stuff. But you can also order it online if you want to.
Nice.
So, but we do ship out there.
And what now? The last 4 episodes we have done like a cheers or like like I guess what do we cheers to today?
Toast.
Like what's a top? What's a toast today? Who are we toasting?
We're going to toast. Listen, my first toast goes to Anthony and your awesome event on Saturday, raising money for the APDA. And you got almost $5,000, I think, which with a few more days having it online, someone's going to get you up and over the edge. But more importantly, as somebody who watched it, just sitting on my couch, it was awesome. I love seeing all those bands. I saw so many friends and familiar faces that I knew in some of those bands. That Tyler song that he did acoustic.
Yeah, Tyler Ramsey, just that music melody he put together.
Ramsey acoustic song. It was just absolutely beautiful. And Stereo Embers rocked it, and the Candlebox, that Kevin, that was just great. Dude, and Richard, my buddy Richard Stuverud,
his son, stole
and then you closed
the show.
it. You closed it with Stargazers. He closed it with Stargazers, and that's the song that Richard's going to sing at my wedding on June 12th. So it was awesome. So cheers to you.
Well, I appreciate that. It took 28 hours to put that together. It was an amazing time. We've raised a lot of money. We still have time to donate to get to that $5,000 goal. We're a little more than $500 short of that. If we get it, great. If we don't, listen, it is the first event like this. We've got a lot more planned. We got a big event coming in September with like 18 people behind the scenes working on this, which I'm so excited about. but I said it during the show, and I'm gonna say it again. A lot of a lot of the success that I've had with this show, and a lot of success that I've had with the shows I do around Touring Fan Live, and a lot of success I had with the fundraiser I had on Saturday has a lot to do with the man sitting next to me. Trey has been such a great person, and listen, I interviewed Trey a year ago or a year and a half ago on Train to Strive Live, and we became close, and then this show came about, and God, if I don't text you randomly and you just come up with a genius idea or just motivationally and push me to do better, I can't thank you enough. So cheers to you for being such a great friend and really helped me get to the next level.
I told you, there's your bed back there. It's like the I'm trying to remember the episode. There was an SNL episode. I don't know if you remember it, but it was they went back home after they've been gone for a while. They stay at mom and dad's house because they live out of town, and they're in like the guest room, and in the guest room is the workout machine, and there's like a little office and the fax machine, so they keep on walking in on the. Anyway, this does not have any of those things other than the computer. But
we have a lot of comments going on, so I want to get to those real quick before we go on to this thing. So Brad says that he opened, and I can barely speak English, so you're gonna have to read this.
Okay, this is Brad opened. First of all, if you need $500 for your APDA, Brad's just going to toss that in right now. I'm going to do that for Brad. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. You're the best, buddy. 2008 Syrah from Blasted Church that's in Okanagan, the Okanagan Valley, which is just north of the Washington, and so it's in British Columbia. And I got to tour there. Gosh, it's been about 4 or 5 years ago. We took our winemaking team up to British Columbia for 3 days, and it is absolutely beautiful wine country up there. The wines are great. They're hard to find in the States because they sell almost everything they make in Canada and in British Columbia.
Wow.
But they're really dynamite wines. So if you ever see any wines from Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, go ahead and give one a try. People always want to think that they're dessert wines and things. They do make some, but they make great red wines up there.
Nice. Tony opened a bottle of, you're going to have to read this one.
All right. So this is my buddy Tony Bounds in Memphis. Tony Bounds, who's a great singer, by the way. If you could see his rendition, his karaoke, I got a video. Matter of fact, I'll figure out how we can play it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I can add it
then
next
we
time,
can play it live on, I think he did a Foo Fighters song, maybe. I can't remember, but he's got a great voice.
Nice.
Anyway, he's drinking a Côte de Rhône, which is from the Rhône Valley in France. But it looks like he had Bell's, which is a brewery in Michigan, the Hop Slam, which is their like double dry hopped IPA. So
Brad
well done, Tony Bounds.
Brad made a comment about PBR versus a nice one is hot dogs versus steaks.
That's close. That's close. That's close.
We got cheers from Michelle. We got cheers from Matt. Holly says, "Oh, who?"
What's up, Matt Behan? Woo! That's
and then Art says, "Trey, please tell Stephanie that if she has a little white wine left in her glass and she pours red wine in the glass, it does not become rose."
No, it's not a rosé. That's true. That's not the same thing. It may resemble the color, but that's not how you make it.
Importing Canadian wines in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, Brad's point. BC, it's not Canada in general. It's British Columbia. They have a ridiculous taxation system on importing wines into British Columbia because they're trying to protect their own market of British Columbia wines. And so, my $30 bottle of my Bordeaux blend, my $30 Bordeaux blend, this would be 55 to 60 Canadian after the taxes up there. So, and that Chateau Ste. Michelle that you're drinking, what was that? About $20, $15? What'd you pay for that?
I don't even remember. I just swiped my card.
All right. Yeah.
Well, here with the ice cream, the Red Bull, and the bottle of wine, it came out to $28.50. So
say those three things again. What did you walk out with? You think that people are looking at the PBR guy? What did you walk out with?
Listen, I got a Red Bull, ice cream sandwiches, and a bottle of wine.
They probably thought you were going under a bridge somewhere. I'm not kidding.
I kind of feel like I need to sometimes. God, listen, you have those days where you just you work harder than you thought you were going to.
Yeah.
Today was fucking clearly that day. When I checked the weather a couple of days ago, I had to dig a trench for today for work to hide some cabling for this sound system I'm putting at one of these a friend of mine's house. And dude, I had it look. It was supposed to be 63 today, cloudy. I woke up this morning. It was 82 to fucking degrees with it sunny. I was cooked. I've never been so slow on my feet. It was, yeah, it was good stuff.
Well, you earned your wine. So.
I did.
So
Well,
I do want to touch base real quick about what you're drinking, just so maybe talk a little bit about the differences of what I have and what you have. So as I mentioned, a Bordeaux blend. So yours is labeled Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yep.
Right, and that is one of the 5 Bordeaux varietals that are allowed in a Bordeaux blend. To be varietally labeled, in other words, to say Cabernet Sauvignon on it, it has to be 75%, at least 75% Cabernet. So if they don't put the percentages on the back label, there's a chance that could be 75%. It's not, but I'm just telling you that legally it could. That could be 75% Cabernet and 25% Chardonnay. But they could legally put Cabernet on there. Now, no one does that. I'm just saying that that's the way the laws are written, and that's kind of how the percentages work out. But so when you see a wine labeled Merlot or Cabernet or Syrah, whatever the varietal is, you know it's at least 75% that grape, and you probably have an idea, if you've tasted those grapes before, you probably have an idea about what the flavor profile of that grape is going to be. When you see Bordeaux blend, and I don't even write Bordeaux blend, ours just says Columbia Valley red wine, you have to turn around the back and see the varietals on there, right? And so you read the back, and it's got the varietals. This is 60% Cabernet, 25% Cab Franc, and 15% Merlot, right? That's what's on this wine. And so you see that, you know it's a Bordeaux blend. And I like to put a lot of information on my back labels. Some wineries do, some wineries don't. European wineries, if you buy a wine from France, half the time you have no idea what you're buying because, like Tony said, I'm drinking a Côte de Rhône. And you're a perfect example of just an average wine drinker trying to learn something. If you saw Côte de Rhône on a bottle of wine, what does that mean to you?
I would probably not pick it up because it sounds.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to you, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's the imposing part about wine from Italy and France and Spain, and they expect you to know. Well, Côte de Rhône, of course, it's going to be Syrah and Grenache and Mourvèdre and blah blah blah. So we recognize that our wine drinkers in the U.S. don't know those things, and so we try to give a little more information.
The problem I have previous to the show, previous to doing this, was the way I picked wine was I looked at the label, and if it looked cool enough for me, I would just buy it. Yeah. So if I was going to Christmas, I'd want a Christmassy label. If it was Thanksgiving, fancy. If it's for me at home, I want it a little rock and roll looking. Never worked out. I always got the wrong shit. And but now we're in a situation where I can actually pick. Like, I knew looking today, like, all right, this is that. Like, it makes a little bit more sense to me, but I do like this would be something I get again. With this, like, now let me ask you this. Let me see if I'm getting my palate right. Right. This to me tastes like something either A, you'd have with steak, or B, have with like a cheese platter. Is that correct?
Sure. Yeah. Cabernet usually they have a lot of tannin. Tannins are a chemical compound that you feel in your mouth. We've talked about that before. Yep. So when you take a sip of wine and you can feel on the sides of your mouth or in the front of your mouth or in the back of your tongue, that's a combination. It can be acid, but most of the time it's just tannin, and that's the feeling you get. So when you have things with tannin, you want things with fat in them. Cheese has a lot of fat in it. Steak has a lot of fat in it. So foods with fat go great with tannic wines because the tannins, basically the fat sort of cuts through the tannin and smooths them out, right? So take a big bite of steak, chug some wine, and the tannins almost disappear. And then you just get the flavor and stuff. So yeah.
No, it's
all right. I got a plumber here.
Oh.
I'm getting a new dishwasher today.
You couldn't install the dishwasher yourself?
No, man.
What do you mean no? Have you never
No,
watched
I have no
YouTube?
idea how to do that.
You can YouTube literally anything and figure it
Look,
out.
I was proud that I put these sockets in, man. Give me a break, all right? I mean, this guy, if the plumber has to go somewhere to go get some more stuff, I obviously didn't have the tools to do the job. So,
Well,
by the way, it's 6:20 here, and he's showed up at 5:30.
well, good
So,
for hey, that's a good plumber. That's quality right
yeah,
there.
I agree. I agree.
So listen, tonight. So first of all, I screwed up because the song requested was actually Indifference, not Immortality.
Difference. What did
So
we talk about?
we're doing Immortality.
So, do you have all
I
the
screwed up.
stats on immortality or indifference?
Everything I have is Immortality, and
That's
here's
what I was looking at too.
yeah. So that's my screw up. I apologize. I forgot who told me Indifference. But next month we're gonna have to do a happier song because we're on this like trend of like depressing songs,
know.
and we need to step
you're
it up.
right.
But Immortality is a song that really is, there's different variations of what you can think it is or what it's about. Rumors of the song was written about Kurt Cobain, rumors about it being about suicide. There's a lot of things. Oh, Tony says he thought it was present tense. We clearly fucked up somewhere. Or no, listen, I clearly fucked up somewhere. But give me a break. Listen, this last month, I really
Your poster, that's true, but your poster had what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Correct. So whoever picks a song for next month, we'll let the audience choose. Please pick an upbeat, poppier song, maybe, and it doesn't have to, and older, new. You pick it. Let's be a little more happier on that end, but we'll get to that towards the end. Don't pick anything now. We're not going to pick from it now, but this is a darker song. This also is probably a song for me that I prefer live than on album. It just seems to be, I think it's a more beautiful rendition of a song live. And sometimes I feel, and Trey, I'm curious how you feel this. Sometimes I feel like I prefer Pearl Jam live because I feel like you're getting more of how the band wants to interpret it as they grow. Then I prefer it live than I do on the CD.
Sure. I mean, look, I prefer Pearl Jam live no matter what, because I know that I'm going to be hanging out with my buddies watching Pearl Jam live. So, I love the studio versions. But yeah, for me, the different interpretations are always great. Here we have an example of, because Jack Irons was drummer,
Correct.
right? I
Yep.
mean, completely different drummer than Matt.
100%.
And if you go back and watch and listen to some of the live Jack Irons shows and versus that song versus how that song is played today, it's a different song. And
funny that you say that because we will be listening to a Jack Irons live version of it this evening.
which one we listened to?
You'll just have to wait and see, won't you?
All right, wait and see.
Or is it just because I forgot which song I put on there? And that might be the reason we have to wait and see.
All right. That's all right.
It's okay. Well, here's the thing. This is like this. Is there do you have songs that you and out of curiosity, is there songs that you prefer to hear live than you do on CD in general?
I love live music in general, and so
Sure.
there are. I'll tell you what. Here's an example of bands I prefer the studio versions over live versions.
Okay.
Kurt Vile. I love Kurt Vile. He was originally in the War on Drugs way back when, and then came out in this incredible solo career. And he's got 3 or 4 amazing solo albums that I listen to all the time. I have a really difficult time watching him live.
Really?
He does not come across the same way. His lyrics are, it's not that, it's just the way he changes things up don't make the songs any better, Well, when Pearl Jam throws their, magic onto these songs, and part of it is, especially when they watch songs evolve, that these are older songs that they've played so many times that in order for them to keep the songs fresh, I feel like they need to change them up in some way, shape, or form. Just, add some things and extend it out, or, the guitar solo is a little different, or the bridge is, which Pearl Jam does all the time.
Sure.
I think it's a lot of times it's for their benefit too. So those songs don't get stale. to them when they play them. But yeah, for the most part, I'd much rather see.
Well, it's funny that you mention about playing songs differently, because this song twice in 2018, the other one I couldn't find. I can potentially look up on livefootsteps.org and get more information. This song had a completely different set of lyrics sang in 2018. I remember when Eddie came out at Fenway Park and he started singing, I thought I forgot the lyrics to the song. He's singing.
I didn't know what he played at all. That's not right.
I'm like,
and I thought maybe.
Yeah, I'm like,
I thought he was
like
playing it. I thought. Do you know how they they'll take their music and they'll throw in the lyrics from another song by another artist. Yeah. Sort of throw that in there as a bridge or something, right?
Sure.
And because maybe the tempo is the same or whatever. I thought that's what they were doing there. I thought this was another song that they're going to bridge straight into it, and it didn't. And so and I don't know the story about why they did that or any of that. So maybe you do.
Well, it was interesting because Eddie and I think it was Stone, but I could be wrong. They did the first. They called into the Pearl Jam radio on Sirius XM a couple months ago, and someone came in and talked about Immortality and said, "Hey, do you even remember doing this?" And he's like, "I didn't even know the lyrics were different." Like, he jokingly said that, and I think sometimes they don't want to give away, what it. Oh, here, look at this. Matt, look at this. They already know. In 94, it was different. And then Tony says, 94 Boston Operarium.
So and I think that the 94 Boston show, that's the one that I was talking about too, Anthony, was that those that might have been the original version before, because what I've read, and it's just what I've read, is that he changed the lyrics after Kurt died. And, he never talks about that, and he'll never, I don't think shouldn't say never, but he's been asked about that song dozens of times, and he'll tell you it's not about Kurt, but it's just hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine that it's not about him, with all the things we know about Kurt's death and some of the lyrics in that song and how they're like, it's just obvious.
Yeah, I have both sets of lyrics. I actually wrote out the lyrics from the Boston show, and I have the lyrics from the original song. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Let's get into some facts.
Yeah.
You ready for this? And all of these facts are coming from our good friends over at livefootsteps.org. If you're interested in learning more about Pearl Jam music shows and all your fun stuff, check them out. So, fact number 1. Played 167 times live. So,
that's a good chance you've seen that live, more than once, right?
If you're tuning in right now, have you seen Immortality live? What were your thoughts about it? Did you enjoy the song live? Is it something that you don't enjoy live? Like, tell us about it. I'm curious. I want you. This show is about interacting. Look, I'm only 2 glasses of fucking wine in, and I'm already slurring all my goddamn words. So Brad says actually 2 shows. The Operum show is on April 12th, 1994, and Vitalogy released 11/22/1994. Look at him.
So that makes sense, right? Like, so he maybe had those lyrics down, and I don't know what lyrics you're going to show me. If are the lyrics from the Boston show back in 18, or are they from the lyrics from the 94 show? Because the lyrics I saw from the 94 show.
Yeah, the lyrics I have are from the 2018 show.
I wonder if they're the same as the 94 show.
Oh, I'm curious. I would think so, but maybe I'm wrong. But here, we'll go with that. Brad's fact 1A. My fact 1B is it played 167 times. So, so once again, with it being played that many times, there's a very good chance that you have seen it live. Never played as an opener. Let me ask you this.
Opener.
That's what I'm saying. What if they opened a show with that? Like, it's kind of, it's a depressing. It's a depressing song. Like, how would? Yeah. Listen, but I'll be honest with you. Tomorrow I go see them play wherever the hell they want to play, and they open up with that. I am jumping out my damn seat, screaming my head off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever play this as an opener? No. Okay.
No.
Interesting. All right, moving on to fact number 3. But It did close one show.
Bangkok, Thailand.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and it's interesting. So the funny thing, so I did a lot of research on the show. So it was 94, right? Let me pull this up. 95, I'm sorry. It was in 95. The set list to this show, to me, was awkward. So it opens with Release, which is common, Last Exit, Spin the Black Circle, Tremor Christ Animal, Corduroy Lucan, I Got Shit Alive, Go, Daughter, Another Brick in the Wall, Suck You Dry, WMA, Even Flow Whipping, Rearview Mirror, Act of Love, Jeremy Porch, Black Blood, Immortality. How the hell do you go from Blood to Immortality?
The only song in there that would have even given him a break was Black. From a high energy standpoint, right? That set list was just balls to the walls, top to bottom.
Only 20 songs.
And then so they saved the. Did you say they opened with Release?
They opened Release, correct.
Okay, so that was another slow burner. But then right out of the gate, it was just boom, 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 boom. And then, can you imagine if Pearl Jam came out today and they played a 18-song show and they walked off the stage? That was it.
And they ended it with
so pissed.
And it was like, hey, we're ending this with Immortality. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That's semi-depressing. So yeah, it was interesting. I'd love to hear this. Like, I'd love to hear how this is like, what this sounds like altogether. I don't know if it's out there, but I would love to hear this. So definitely check that out.
There's a version of this. There's got to be a bootleg of that album out there somewhere. Brad probably has it.
Brad, can you send that over, please, buddy? Thank you very much. Fact number 4. The most played song before Immortality is Rearview Mirror with 24 times. Which is interesting because right after that, it's a pretty significant drop off. So after that, you have Corduroy with 10 times and Not For You with 9. So okay. there's a significant drop off, but Immortality, I guess it's like bringing you down and then bringing you up, because Rearview Mirror has that slow build in the beginning with the guitar into a heavier song. So I guess that does flow pretty well. So, it's good. Michelle says she likes Immortality live. I need the emotion of Eddie in the band. Stephanie says, I've seen Immortality live a few times. Fenway 1892 was amazing.
That was amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So, great stuff all around. Fact number 6. The most played song after. So Rearview Mirror is first. I'm sorry. So it goes Rearview Mirror into Immortality. So build you up high, bring you down low, and then Alive afterwards. So I guess
Alive after, yeah.
28 times. Like, and really, to be honest with you, like it's Alive. And the next song afterwards is Rearview Mirror with only 8 times. So it's like Immortality.
I'm wondering if it's usually, my guess is it's near the end of the first set.
Correct. So the most that this song is, the feeler for this song is typically the end of either the first set or the middle of set 2 is where this song sits the most.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And I kind of, like, the more we've done this show, I kind of dig, like, learning about where the song placement is, like, how that fits in a set list, because there is some songs that have a certain placement for how it fits into, like, a blending of something.
Yeah. It's like, you expect to hear, Release as an opener. You don't expect to hear it, the middle of the second set, for instance.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, there are songs that we've grown accustomed to hearing at a certain point in the set list. And then there are other songs that are played all over the board.
It's true.
It is. Alive, Even Flow, and those are things that are played
anywhere.
First, second, third set, doesn't matter when.
Correct. Fact number 6, it's been played in 23.4% of shows since April 11th, 1994, which, if my memory serves me correctly, no. So, on April 11th, 1994, if I'm doing this math correctly, so the lyrics were different at the Opryum show on April 12th, 1994.
Yeah, the Orpheum over there, yeah.
But it first was played on April 11th, 1994. So I wonder if they were trying to figure out what lyrics were going to go on the album. We're
I
getting
think
it.
I think that's the other show that's what I was reading about in the fan forum, was that they played this song twice before the album came out, and the lyrics were completely different.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now we're gonna move ourselves from the screen, and we're gonna show the lyrics from the original song or the actual song. So the lyrics are right there. So this is the lyrics. I'm gonna pull them up too, so I guess I can read them. The original lyrics are, "I could take the sun." Right? Wait, am I reading? No, that's alternative. I'm a jackass.
You got the other one.
I know. "Vacate is the word. Vengeance has no place near to her. Cannot find the comfort in this world." You know, depressing. Like, this is depressing lyrics. And if you read this, like, I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do is this, because let's do this a little bit.
When did Kurt die? He died in April.
April.
He died April of '94.
I think he wasn't he. Didn't he die and then it was found days later?
Yes, but I guess the point being that it was in April of '94, and the album wasn't released until October, November of '94.
That's right.
And
Yeah, because
so
I think
that's
hold on,
that's my whole thing about why these lyrics changed.
here we go. Brad says he
there we
died
go.
in April 5th, 1994. Wasn't found until April 8th. That's
So
Brad with
that's my theory about why the lyrics changed. Maybe Brad or somebody else watching has a different theory about this, but
sure.
um,
So
like I said, he's been asked about it before. Eddie's been asked many times, and he just flat out, he's like, out in this, this song's not about Kurt,
yeah.
but it's
Interesting that he changed the
I
lyrics.
don't think he wants to talk about it, so he just
No.
said that.
I think you agree. I agree with you on that one.
Again, as you go through these, yeah.
Artificial tear, vessel stab, next volunteers, vulnerable wisdom can't adhere. A turret finds home, and I wish to hold on, but there's a trapdoor in the sun. Immortality, which I love that line right there is amazing. Mm-hmm. As privileged as a whore, victims in demand for public show, swept out through the cracks beneath the door. As I'm reading this, I can hear the damn song in my head. Holier than how.
But that line right there, though, victims in demand for public show, right? That's Kurt and Eddie. They're in demand.
Yeah.
Right. They're the victims. They're the ones who are having to deal with, being famous, which is what they wanted, but then they didn't want it. You know what I mean? Like, they wanted to put their music out there. They wanted everyone to hear it, but they didn't want all the bullshit that went along with it. So
surrendered, executed anyhow. Scrawl, dissolved, cigar box on the floor.
That's Kurt's drug box.
That has been the common consensus. A tyrant finds home, and I wish to hold on to, but so are the trapdoor in the sun. Immortality. I cannot stop the thought. I'm running in the dark, coming up a which way sign. All good tyrants must decide. Oh, stripped and sold, monumented forearm and whiskers in the sink. Tyrants move on, cannot stay long. Some die just to live. That lyric, that's some die just to live. That's, like, to me, that's suicide.
Yeah. Some die. Yeah.
Now, let's go to the original lyrics, shall we? Or what they call the alternative lyrics.
Let's see it.
I could take the sun. I could call the couple anyone. I won't tell the comfort in the world. I can't take it off. I won't say enough, it's not my fault. I won't care, there's something in the wind. Take me as I am. I don't need this. I die just to live. So that lyric is, instead of the end, is in the middle. Immortality. I could paint the moon. I could reflect the light into a room. If I could, the fortune all be there. I could paint it all. I won't say enough, it's not my fault. I won't call the altar in the air. Take me as is. I don't need this. I die just to live. Immortality, I can't take a walk. I won't fight this world. I won't save it all. It's not my fault. Take me as is. I don't need this. I die just to live. I won't stay long. I'll be long gone. I die just to live. Hey, hey, this is my last day. My, know how hard I try. Hey, hey, I would have loved to stay. My, I wish I could get high. That's just super fucking depressing.
I mean, that's very autobiographical. You know what I mean? All the shit he was dealing with in '94, you know, personally with the stalkers and you know, dealing with all the people that wanted his attention and everyone wanted a piece of, not just the band, but they really wanted a piece of Ed. And that song's if that was a suicide note, I mean, that's a cry for help. You know what I mean? It really is.
It's crazy.
Thankfully, Eddie made it through. You know what I mean? Think about that. He's it. He's the last one.
Yeah.
No Lane, no Chris, no Kurt.
And the scary thing about it with talking about it's like, a lot of these things you just don't see coming. Like, I mean, if we're talking about Chris Cornell, which that still haunts me to this day, like, I know people went to his last show. It just he seemed happy on stage. Everything seemed right, but it's one of those things where you just don't know what's going on in people's lives. And that's when, I beg people, if you ever feel something, call somebody. There's people out there that are willing to talk to you. So definitely scary in that sense. On that note, let's hear a live rendition of this song, shall we? So this, I believe, it's from California. It's '94. Jack Irons is drummer. Beyond that, I totally forgot. My head's a wash. So just sit back, enjoy a '94 rendition.
Win in '94.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure I can pull it up. Give me 1 second, because I know I downloaded it on my laptop. So if I pull it up, I can get everything. Give me 1 second.
I'm wondering if it's before or after the release.
Mount
of
View,
the album.
California. It is October 2nd, 1994.
This is Bridge School, isn't it?
This might be Bird School.
Yeah.
So you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This one's called Immortality.
Vessel stab, next up, volunteer, vulnerable, wisdom can't hear. Joanne finds home, and I wish to hold on, but there's a trapdoor in the song. As a whore, victim in demand for public show, swept out through the cracks beneath the door. Holier than thou, rendered executed. Anyhow, thrown his old cigar box on the floor. Julian finds home, and I wish to hold on to, but there's a trapdoor in the song. Immortality. cannot stop the thought of running in the dark, coming up a which way sign. All good truants must be saddled, stripped and sold wrong, an auction forearm, whiskers and the same. Truants move on, cannot stay long, come die just to
Well,
Jack irons on tablas. You think you ever see Matt Cameron pull out a set of tablas to play drums?
maybe for the last kiss.
And I'm walking out anyway, so it's all right. That song is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, have you ever sat behind the band for any shows?
I haven't. No, I've sat on the side of the band.
So, and I've done that too. So when I went saw them in Denver in 2013, I had the opportunity to either sit like side stage or front row behind the stage. And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a whirl. Let me sit behind the stage. And it was wild because first of all, everyone was as high as a kite during this because it was right after pot was legalized in Colorado. But it was interesting seeing what they see.
That
But when Denver,
14?
Colorado, was it 14 or 13? I'm looking at the poster now. Maybe it was 14.
I'm sorry. I think it's yeah, I think it's Denver 14.
Maybe it was 14. It's the one that I'm looking at the poster now. It's the one with like the skull that's like a spider and split in half. And, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
See, you know more than I do. You know about wine and Pearl Jam. I'm just a schmuck with the mic.
I was at that show though. It was a great show.
Were
I was
you
probably
really?
looking right at you. Oh man, we were like 8 rows deep. I was looking straight at you.
You're looking straight at me. You're probably like, hey, who is that good-looking guy right there? That's when I was skinnier. I was running a lot of races too. You know.
You probably saw me playing when they. Do you remember Baba O'Reilly to close it out?
Yeah.
So all the lights came on, and I had to walk back to the soundboard area, which is sort of 2/3 back in the middle of the floor, right? And then there was a little area that if you had a pass, and so I had a pass, and so you could sort of sit in this area. And Baba was playing, and I fucking love that song so much. And yeah, I learned half my guitar moves from Pete Townsend. So that was 13. All right. So 14, the 14 show in Denver.
Was there a 14 show in Denver?
There was. I was at that show.
Are we sure about that? I am
110% positive, and I won't tell you why, but
Hold on.
but yes, I'm 100% positive that there was a Denver show. It was, October 22nd, I believe, or October 21st.
You're right. 22nd. It was.
Yeah.
You are correct. Oh, so wait, Brad's wrong. It was
Brad
October
is
22nd,
wrong.
2014. Pearl Jam 23. Yes, he
Brad. Oh, wait a minute. Brad's wrong and Trey's right about a Pearl Jam fact. In your face.
Oh,
your face.
that's right. It was after Milwaukee. That's right. After Milwaukee. Because I remember the rumor going around that they were going to play. Like everyone's like, oh, they're gonna do
Well,
Vitology in
remember,
order.
It was Moline. Moline did no code, and then and then you had Milwaukee, and then we got nothing in Denver.
No, we
So-
got nothing in Denver. No, it was Pearl Jam 24. That's right. Because I remember that.
But I will tell you that tour, not that tour. The year later, or was it? Yeah, a year later. When did they do 10 in Philly? What year was that? 16?
Oh, I don't know if 16 or 17. I can look
Yeah.
real quick.
So I was at that show, and it made me feel better about missing because I think Tony Bounds was at
29th,
the
yeah.
Tony Bounds saw the South Carolina show. I think they did Versus in South Carolina. They did one of the full albums in South Carolina. So they were going through all the albums in 14 and then 16, and I was thankful to be in Philly when they played 10 front to back. That was awesome.
So did you have a good time in Denver, by the way?
Yeah.
So I have a great story to tell you about Denver. So I went to Denver and I work for myself, so I can drug test myself if I want to, but I'm not. So as we're there, pot's legal. I was going with a couple of friends, people I knew, acquaintances from Phoenix, and some guys, and we went to a pot dispensary. And we went, as we're walking out there, that's candy section. And it was like all different candies, but like pot infused. So I got Sour Patch Kids. And I ate the guy, and I didn't realize I was only supposed to eat like one of them. I ate like 6 of them. And as you're walking out, I have a picture of this. I'll text it to you when I'm done. It was this place outside of it called Lots of Tots, right outside the pot dispensary. And it was 30 different variations of tater tots. I spent $187. I'll never forget on tater tots.
Place?
On a tater tot. I bought every single version of tater tots. The next morning, I wake up and I get a phone call from my wife, and she hello.
I think you've been robbed.
Someone what's going?
Spent $200
She's
in a tater tot place.
I'm like Heather, what's up? She's like, did you lose your card? I said, what do you mean? Did you? Someone spent $187 on tater tots yesterday. I said, what? She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you talking so weird? It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. What the hell are you calling me for? There was $187 spent on tater tots. I can see it in the bank account. And I'm like, it was probably me. I got hung up on. She didn't talk to me for the rest of the damn tour. I got home. I'll never forget it. She sat on the couch and she's like, do you have something you'd like to tell me? I just never forget that face. So, yeah.
Well, look, that's when you say I had 4 friends with me and we went to the tater tot place and they bought me lunch and Joe bought me beers. And so I thought I'd buy them tater tots, but you owed up to it and that's okay.
Yeah, never again. I will tell you this, I have not eaten tater tots since then.
Oof.
That's
an interesting concept of a restaurant.
Oh,
so
God.
I will watching that Immortality at Bridge School, and so again that Bridge School was before the album was released, right? So that's the first time a lot of people had heard that song for sure. By the way, I've never been to a Bridge School, and I know it's not going on anymore, and that's one of my biggest regrets in my Pearl Jam world is never going down to go see. It's always been in October though, and we're in the middle of harvest. I can't get away.
Sure.
For the most part, I can't get away. But watching that live in such an early version and acoustic on top of it, but it reminds me as it breaks down to what it's like today with the live version of it today, and how great Mike McCready is. That guitar solo that he plays in that song, it just seems like he just channels Stevie Ray Vaughan or something when he actually gets to the solo of that song. And no one really thinks of that as a heavy Mike McCready Pearl Jam song, but when it breaks down to that, he takes that song to, again, that's the Pearl Jam live experience versus the recorded audio version.
Correct.
Mike has learned how to take that song to a whole nother place for people. And it is a sad song, but when it gets to that part, man, it's like there's something cathartic, cathartic, healing. I don't know. There's something like I just love how that it feels, and then the way it ends, it always goes really soft and quiet, and it just a really like it's a long drawn out finish to that song, and you know what I mean?
No, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. You know, there is, you know, like I said, I just feel as though there's some songs, and I think this is a prime example of why Of the Earth hasn't been recorded on an album, because I don't think you can translate that song and what you get in a live experience of that, which we got in Denver in 2014. You can't
And in Boston or New York? Boston?
Oh, hold on a
or
second.
Seattle? 2018. They for sure played that on that little seven date, you know, Seattle, Missoula, Chicago, Boston.
They did not play it in 2018. Because of our good friends of livefootsteps.org, they played it 2016. They played it 5 times. Chicago, British Columbia, Tennessee. That's when Jack White played on it. That version of that song is fucking amazing. New Orleans, Jacksonville, and then they played it in 2014 Denver, 2012 in Pensacola. They played it quite a few times. But that song is never, unless they prove me wrong, but that song is not meant to be a recorded song. That is a live experience song, 100%. I've seen it played live 3 times, and it is every time was different, and that is like a jam band song. It's beautiful.
I was standing next to Rob Bleestein in Denver when they started playing that, and I thought he was gonna lose his mind.
I fucking grabbed the guy next to me. Never knew who he was. I'm like, it's Of the Earth, and the guy's like, oh yeah, sure, it's great.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no. Hey man, are they gonna play it live?
Yeah. Do you know if they played Even Flow yet? I don't know. Yeah. Have you heard it? No. Okay, then it hasn't come up yet.
He's probably getting his PBR.
He was. I was
Eating
waiting.
his hot dog.
I was waiting for the steak, otherwise known as Of the Earth. God, yeah, that's a great song. That's a song we could talk about on a show, like if we played one, like, because that's a filler. Like, that's not a lot we can talk about. So maybe next show I'll throw that in there as well. Because listening to that in Colorado, the Colorado version to me is the best one. Either that or the Pensacola one. Pensacola one's really good too, because Mike goes off the fucking wall on that. But it's clever. It's clever in general. I don't know.
What do you think's going to happen this year? So you know they're still on schedule for See Here Now.
So let me tell you a couple things.
Yeah.
One thing I have 100% clear confidence in what I'm going to say. I know with 100% certainty that I have no idea what's going to happen, but I can give you my opinion. So
this is like Facebook.
This is like Facebook, 100%. Listen. So this past weekend, Danny Clinch posted a photo of Mike McCready outside the See Here Now Festival, the surfboards.
Yeah.
Today, the CDC announced that you don't have to wear a mask in large groups of over 5,000 outside doors.
If you've been vaccinated.
If you've been vaccinated. If you've not been vaccinated, you can wear it outside as long as you're not that close to people. There's a bunch of new guidelines, and in 2 weeks, it's going to change even further. See Here Now Festival, from some of the people that are on the card that we know from the show, are, as far as they know, it's all a go. And it seems like it. I'm going to See Here Now Festival. I'm trying to get your ass out to See Here Now Festival. It's going to be... Huh?
It's a tough weekend. Isn't it the 7th or 10th or 17th? Or?
But let me ask you a question, Trey. Let me ask you just one question. You only have 2 opportunities to see him this year, potentially. That's unless they add more shows, which I don't think they're going to. They only do 2 shows this year. I know you're probably going to try to go Ohana because that's more closer to you. It's in your realm of things. But if you look at the lineup of See Here Now Festival and the potential of adding more to it, that lineup is amazing. And in the same breath of that sentence, the reason why I think it's going to happen, and listen, I'm not no scientist or whatever. Today, 17 festivals were announced in the United States of America. How do I know this? Because My Morning Jacket's a part of 2 of them. Band of Horses is a part of 4 of them. There is shit going all over the place. I bought tickets to go see Primus today. I bought tickets to go. My buddy bought tickets to go see Dinosaur Jr. I listen, and I know
the Dinosaur Jr., but that like Dinosaur Jr. in Seattle is 2022.
So we're going November this year. Listen, am I going to go to an event and not wear a mask? No, you will not see Anthony Krysiewicz at an event without a mask on. I will be masking up. I'm fully vaccinated, but I still feel as though I need more proof that shit's not going to go wrong before I don't wear a mask. But in the same sense, emotionally, like this past weekend, especially after watching the event we put on, I need live music in my life to continue being sane. Like my wife does a really good job of keeping me on the right pathway, but I need that extra like fucking just that I need that.
Yeah.
But the
I'm with
question,
you, man. I told you we're already booking. I've got Danny Newcomb is playing my winery in Walla Walla on May 22nd. It'll be an outdoor show.
Nice.
On our lawn. People bring picnic blankets and buy a bottle of wine and just kick back and enjoy Danny. I've got
buy 3 bottles of wine. Support
3 bottles of wine.
Sleight of Hand Cellars because they were amazing, and Trey is an amazing human being. Continue.
Thank you. And then in July, I've got in Seattle, our Seattle tasting room, I've got a burlesque show already scheduled. I've got Fires and the Stereo Embers, I think lined up I think it's in August because I had the July thing already booked. So I think we moved it to August. And there'll be information on our Sleight of Hand Facebook page about that for sure.
Sure.
I
want to throw this out there real quick though.
Yeah.
Brad brings up a great point, and because listen, I am not a scientist. I don't know a lot of things. I don't even read the news, and the reason I don't read the news is because it's depressing, and I'd rather just look at funny cartoons on Facebook. So Brad says it's taken 3 months to get 30% fully vaccinated. In another 3 months, it's almost August, and they're only 60% fully vaccinated on the same pace.
That's Canada. That's Canada.
Oh,
I think he's talking about Canada. Brad, you'll have to confirm.
yeah, I don't know, but he does say, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. So in King County in Washington, an email came out today that said that they're preparing to move back to phase 2 because the metrics that they have in place between their phases, King County's not meeting the hospitalizations and COVID, cases, active COVID cases, and all this other stuff, right? So that's not great news, right? So the question is, but we have 60% of people in King County, us in the U.S., 60% of King County has had at least one shot. Right? So that means that they'll have their second shot within the next 2 weeks, right? Hopefully.
Sure.
That's 60% in King County. And so let's hope by July that number is more like 80%. And they say if the number is 70% for a herd immunity or 75 or whatever, because the fact is King County in Seattle, right?
I didn't know. So Seattle is King County.
It's as liberal as it gets.
Okay.
Right. And so you have to imagine that's 75, 80% of the people are going to get a vaccine. You go to someplace else that's not quite as liberal, and they're not going to get the vaccine no matter what.
So
my whole thing is if we get to a stage where vaccines are open to everybody, if you want a vaccine, go get one. We know they're available.
Yep.
Jesus, there's a stockpile of them, right? So why can't they get them out? Let's say by July 1, which is 2 months from now, you haven't had your vaccine, that's on you. That's not on the government. You've had more than enough time to go get your vaccine at that point. And so if you choose not to get it, I don't care. I really don't. If you choose not to get the vaccine and you get sick, I don't care. That sounds heartless. I know. But,
let me ask you this. Are you okay with if concerts open up in the next few months, but you have to prove that you've been vaccinated?
100%.
Okay.
Bring your card.
I'm totally okay 100%. With that. So
We're gonna do that at my place. You're going to have to show a card that you want to get into my shows.
That's genius. And I applaud you for that because I think it's a very smart idea. So in my county right now where I live, they just announced today that anyone 16 or older is able to get vaccinated. No questions asked. You show up, show your ID, you get vaccinated. Because you have, so in Virginia, you have to show proof that you're of age. That's all. Like it's not like an American citizen thing. It's just like of age.
Right.
So if you're 16-year-old, you can do it. In my county, I believe the statistic we got last night that 80% of my county is vaccinated. And you're never going to get 100% because you're going to get people that believe what they believe in, and you believe what you want to, that's fine. But if you can't do certain things, well, that kind of falls in line with like, hey, you made your bed, you sleep in it, almost in a way.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get on an airplane right now, you know what I mean? You have to wear a mask.
So
I mean,
we're leaving.
That lady in Alaska. Did you hear
Yeah.
about the lady in Alaska?
I have not.
She was a state representative or whatever.
No,
she was a state representative for the government. And she, in order for her to get to where she lives to the state capital of Juneau in Alaska, you have to fly Alaska Airlines. That's the only flight. There are no other airlines that from her town to Juneau where she represents her people. And she wouldn't wear a mask on the plane. So Alaska, she's on the no-fly list for them. So now she has to drive 14 hours to get to work because she didn't want to wear a mask. So,
So
those are the things, those are the decisions that people got to make, right?
Sure. So so me, my son, and my wife are leaving Monday, which I'm not even a big fan of having to do this, but I'm excited because it has to do with my son. We're leaving to go to Kansas City, have you been to Kansas City before?
I've been to Kansas City. I've been to, I like the Kansas side of Kansas City.
It's
actually very cool. There's some awesome stuff over there.
We're going to the Missouri side. My son was scouted by the Sporting Kansas City to be potentially signed by the MLS club with a homegrown contract. So we're going to Kansas City next Monday. But for us to go, we have to go Friday to get like a COVID test. And then I had to prove, like, I have to bring a bunch of paperwork. But I'm cool with that. Like, if that's what's needed of me, and those tests aren't damn cheap. It's $188 a person. Yeah, so it's interesting. But it's and I'm cool with it. If you need me to prove that I have the vaccination or if I don't have COVID, I'm comfortable with that because I think that not only makes me feel safe that you're asking for that, it should make the people around you feel safer as well doing that.
At this point, if they said in order to get into a live concert, you have to go get an enema, I'll go get an enema.
Yeah, listen. I
want to go see
my on my back.
You have to go get a prostate exam if you want to.
Done.
I mean, look.
Sure, whatever you need
for my health, and that's the thing. So
no,
the point is,
there
are things that people would do to go see live music, and but there are things that people should do to get live music back going for everybody.
So I think you and me, Trey, will both agree that if you have the ability to get vaccinated, we would 100%, because you're double vaccinated, correct?
Yep.
I'm double vaccinated. Did it make me feel a little weary for a day? Yeah. But am I fine now? 100%. Did I grow a tail? No. Everything's fine. Bill Gates called me a little while ago, said he saw I was home. Everything's fine.
Look, I can debunk the whole Bill Gates theory right now. Have you guys seen my internet connection here? All right, I've got both shots, and it's still shoddy. All right, so it's completely false. It's not true. There's no 5G chip in my arm because my internet service, as you guys, if you're watching live, can attest. It's jumpy and it freezes, and so thankfully Anthony keeps things going for us. So,
I do the best I can. People come to learn from the master known as Trey Busch. But hey. Let's get on a lighter note. Have you listened to any new music recently? Any good movies? Any good music recently?
Let me think about some new music. Yes, and I'm gonna pull open while I'm browsing history on my Spotify list here. So first of all, have we talked about Fontaine's DC before?
I think you mentioned him not last month, but the month before.
I cannot get enough of that band. If you love Idols, you will absolutely go crazy over Fontaine's DC. They are badass. Israel Nash. Do you know Israel Nash?
I do not know Israel Nash.
He falls into he's in the Tyler Ramsey, Jonathan Wilson,
I'll listen to that. Yeah.
you know, Neil Young, Feel Right. He is incredible. But the album that I started getting back into is there was an album in 2016 and another one in 19 from a band called The Little Ships. And it's Ty Willman from Seattle. He's an incredible, one of my favorite voices out of the Seattle scene in the 90s that had some moderate success with Green Apple Quickstep.
Okay.
But the two albums that they put out, the last one's called Like Shadows, and it's gorgeous. But Alone Together is absolutely beautiful. Stone Gossard plays guitar on one of the songs, so it's got a little Pearl Jam reference
Connection.
in there, I believe. Anyway, Little Ships, they're great, and they're on Spotify too. So, what about you? What are you listening to?
So the new Dinosaur Jr. album, Swept It into Space, is
Yes.
really good. And also, just want to I'm giving a shout out, a shameless plug, on the touringfanlive.com, which this show is, you can get videos from it and all that stuff, because we have now switched platforms from YouTube to Vimeo, Vimeo. So you can watch it in 4K and 1080p and all this great stuff, but it's on the website. Paul Wirt, who writes these amazing articles, wrote a great breakdown of the album. Great album. And then also Julian Hatfield from the Julian Hatfield 3 just put a new album out that is absolutely stunning. Love it. I would definitely recommend that. Going back to some people and mention it, Matt mentions the Mums. So if you didn't watch this past weekend's Rockin' for a Cure,
That was fun.
yeah, the Mums. So funny story. The Mums are a band that my wife's cousin was dating the lead singer. They joined Rockin' for a Cure. They split up. They message me and say, "Hey, is it okay if I still play on the show if we've broken up?" I said, "Hey, I don't care." Because I really dig their sound, and I think that she has a bright future. Like a really bright future. She's got everything. She just needs, there's a couple things that they need to accomplish, and they'll get to the next level. But the Mums, absolutely do. And Brad says it's Vimeo, whatever it is. I can barely speak English, so whatever. Vimeo. Listen. I have literally this is all that's left of that wine. So
The whole bottle?
yeah, the whole bottle's gone.
There's another. Good job. If you know the band, it's a guy named Will Oldham. He sings under a couple of different pseudonyms, but one of them is Bonnie Prince Billy. There's an album that he did with a guy named Matt Sweeney, another singer-songwriter, called Superwolf in 2005, and they've got a new album that they just released together, and that's going to be my first. Well, Danny Newcom's going to be my first live show.
Okay.
To see in person.
Sure.
On May 22nd. But we're going to go down to Sonoma, and the day before my wedding, we get to see Superwolf performed by Bonnie Prince Billy and Matt Sweeney at my buddy's winery, Gunlock Bunshoe Winery down in Sonoma. So I'm super stoked about that. That's a great album.
And Trey, I just want to confirm again. Do you still need me to officiate the wedding? Has anything changed yet? I got
it.
Okay. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm sitting ready. Like listen, I have the greatest speech ready for you. I think I can knock it out of the park. Like if you want people entertained, I got you. Like I got like this pink rabbi outfit. I'd wear
my buddy Jeff Whitman, who another huge Pearl Jam fan. That's how I know him. He's got a small label called Ledbetter Wines. Look him up. Matt, this is going to be more of a roast rather than a wedding. He is one of the funniest guys that I know, and one of the most sincere guys I know, and he's going to do a great job. So,
well, I'm just saying, if he gets sick, changing plans. Listen, I'm back up. You call me. I'm first plane.
Flying to Sacramento. You're an hour and a half into Sonoma. You're right there.
Done. I'm there. And if you want me to be official, I can wear like the little white collar. I gotcha.
I want a Pope hat. Can you do that for me?
You got it.
You're
Whatever
like,
you,
your
whatever.
rabbi.
Hey,
Your rabbi would freak
I
out.
whatever you and Holly need, I got you. Done. If you know, I got you. But hey, talking about some facts, I want to mention something real quick. So tomorrow, I have a new show coming out. I don't know if you're familiar with the poster artist Bailey Race. Bailey reached out to me about 2 months ago and said, "Hey, listen, Anthony." Oh Jesus, Brad. Listen, I wouldn't use big words. So everything would be like, if I'm speaking, it would be from
syllables are easy.
Syllables are easy. I wouldn't use big words. It'd be very like the kid in the front row from kindergarten. He would understand everything I'm saying. So Bailey Race reached out to me 2 months ago and said, "Hey, listen, Anthony, I think, I'd love to talk more about pop culture and stuff. And I think we could bring in some different poster artists and musicians, talk pop culture." So I'm excited to announce that tomorrow will be the first episode of X Gets to Square, which, if you're wondering where we got the name from, that literally was me dreaming of a title of the show and wrote it down when I woke up at 2 a.m. But it is a new show that's coming out, starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's first guest is Dan Mumford. Dan Mumford and us will be talking about, with Bailey Race, about different things, new movies, new music, what we're listening to in kind of a pop culture sense. About an hour-long show, just bringing in different musicians and artists to come together to talk about pop culture. So if you're around tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you got nothing else better to do, check it out for the first episode of X Gets to Square. But
that sounds fun.
Now, tomorrow evening, if you have nothing to do and you enjoyed the wine section of this event, a magician is going to be hanging out with Trey Busch. Trey, tell us a little about what's going on tomorrow evening.
Well, we've got our wine club, really our mailing list. Our wine club is usually who attends these things, but we send this email out to our entire mailing list. We do a monthly thing called Vineyard plus Wine plus Chef plus Album. And what we do is we pick one of the vineyards where we work with, and we break that vineyard down. And the wine that we make from that vineyard, we talk about that wine. And then we work with a chef from somewhere around the country. So tomorrow night, we're working with my buddy Nicholas Bohr from the farmhouse in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I'm originally from. And Nicholas has created a recipe that we emailed out to our mailing list. If they want to recreate it, they can make the food at home and then jump on the Zoom call. And then we break down an album. Last month we did Dark Side of the Moon. I'm doing No Code, but we've done this for three. This is my third one. It'll be my first Pearl Jam album. So I'm going to break down No Code as an album from kind of top to bottom. We'll show a video. But in between, I got a good friend of mine named Felix Hopkins, who actually designed this label right there. That's Neil Patrick Harris, by the way. A lot of people ask, who is that guy? And that's Neil Patrick Harris. That's Barney Stinson, Doogie Howser. He's been a wine club member of ours for a long time. So
question for you. So that you're sending me that bottle of wine, correct?
What's that?
Are you sending me that bottle of wine as well?
That's one of the wine. I'm sending you 12 bottles of wine.
So because we talked about it on this episode, is that something I'm able to drink without us talking about it on an episode?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, good. I know what I'm doing on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Yeah. There we go. But what was I talking about? Oh, a thing tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. So the guy who designed those labels, his name is Felix Hopkins. He's a professional magician and comedian and mentalist. He's in Denver, of all places, Denver, Colorado. And we got in touch with Felix way back when we started the winery through a friend of mine who's also into magic. And Felix is a graphic designer as well. And so he designed all of our labels. He's come out to the winery a few times to perform for our wine club and for wine dinners. So he's going to pop on tomorrow night for about 10 minutes. And it'll be awesome. So if you can do it, shoot us a message on Facebook on this thread, and I will Starship Troopers. Yes. Also, oh geez, Louise. Anthony and the Kumar. What was it?
Harold and Kumar. Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar.
Not Anthony and Kumar.
It's Anthony Kumar's Wild Adventures, where you know what Anthony does.
Can we break down
yes.
the DOSTM now? Would love your interpretation of that album. DOSTM. Dale, you're gonna have to be a little more clear.
I think he's talking about Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, I spent 45 minutes talking about that album.
I was gonna ask you a question, Trey. Could we? Because the show's called Let's Talk Vinyl, which is very heavily around Pearl Jam. Could we have like maybe a segment where we talk about maybe we bring an album to the table? Like each one of us bring an album to the table of something we listened to from back in the day that we enjoy and why we love the album. So next month, well, first of all, we're opening this up to the world right now. If you want to pick a song for Pearl Jam, and we have a lot of people tuning in right now, tell us what song you want to listen to. We want us to review next month or break down or get into so that we can pick a wine to. But I beg of you, let's make it a little livelier than the last two shows because it's been a little bit on the slower side. So pick the song over the next few minutes. Me and Trey will pick a song from it and go from there. Now I want to talk about.
I love the album idea because this is for me, it'll give me an excuse to go through all my vinyl and pull something out, and we can talk about what does it mean to you and why is it important and what do you love about it and who turned you on to it and all that stuff. So I'm excited about that.
Another thing, talking about albums and finding music and stuff. This Friday, a new episode of Rob and Anthony's World Tour, which Rob Benson, absolute genius, was amazing this past Saturday. God, I can't thank him enough. Is in the same boat as you. He's just done so much for me. New episode of Rob and Anthony's World Tour this Friday. 3 new bands, 3 new songs. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's very different than the previous episodes. So definitely check that out. Also,
where can you listen to this at?
So
that's here.
Yeah, sure. It's going to be on Facebook Live, but also, so all of our episodes, the day after they go live. So Rob and Anthony's World Tour, me and Rob record about 3 episodes about once a month and then push them out for the upcoming weeks. It's just easier for us to knock 3 out. So you can check it out on Facebook Live on Friday. Or if you want to on Saturday, just like tomorrow, this show is going to be on every podcast place possible. You can listen to all these shows on every version of podcast, or as Brad has informed me how you say it, a VMO, to watch all of these videos in its high quality, so you can see all the pores on my face and see Trey's beautiful face. Go live. So definitely,
if you've ever wanted to watch video in 1K, watch my site. It's awesome. It's like me. I'm doing the robot the entire show.
Oh Jesus! But so no, that's all coming up this week, and then huge announcement. You ready for this? Let me know when you're ready. I just want to make sure you're ready.
Pearl Jam live in Anthony's basement.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, all right, fine.
No.
So I was working on it, but never mind. I'm going to scrap it. I'm going to send my email to my people and
go ahead. Send an email because I don't have the space.
Go ahead.
I don't have a space for all those things. I don't got the space.
I got you. All right, fair enough.
Next month on the 10th, May 10th, we are bringing back a Pearl Jam exclusive show. So it's going to be a show that's exclusive to Pearl Jam 10 Club newsletter, and we're going to have a new segment on there called Hitchhiker, Stories from the Road, where I'm going to interview fans that follow not just Pearl Jam, but bands in general, and why they follow those artists and stories from the road of what they did, like when they seen a band, some fun stories. I am beyond excited to announce the first guest on Hitchhiker, and that's Tanya Kang, who, if you know Tanya...
Oh, she's awesome.
Oh, listen, I have been wanting to have her...
I've got my picture of her that she took of me in... I think I was in Boston in 16 or Chicago, but she took a picture with my lyric sheet and stuff. She's great.
Oh, Tanya is amazing. And I've known Tanya, Tanya I got to meet when she did her first ever fan portrait show in Philadelphia in 2013 with my son, his first Pearl Jam show at Made for America up in Philadelphia. and we just hit it off. And I've seen her at My Morning Jacket shows. We've been close friends, and I've wanted to get her on the show for a while. She just had a child, so she's been kind of, she put like a lot of things in the back burner, including her book she's working on. So she's going to talk about like her following My Morning Jacket, her following Pearl Jam, and some other bands. Listen, the reason the Touring Fan is called the Touring Fan, it's about the fan experience and why we as a community follow bands and follow art. And I want to be able to highlight you. Listen, as much as I'm on the face of a million different things, this isn't about me. It's about giving everyone a voice. So this is the opportunity to give the fans of different bands the ability to come on, talk about their stories, and I'm really excited about having Tanya on. Tanya is amazing. I'm really excited about this. So on the 10th of May, we're going to have our first Pearl Jam exclusive show that's going to be about the newsletter, what's going on, talk about rumors we're hearing, talk about official stuff, break everything down, and also have the segment on there called Hitchhiker, which will be on the 10th of every month, breaking that down. As the show continues to build, we'll have more dates officialized. Like this show has officially been the last Tuesday of every month for the last, 5 months now.
Yep.
So,
which I'm glad. Been
dude,
awesome.
Listen, first of all, I agree with Brad. I'm going to work on this evening. We need an animated 8-bit tray. I know an artist that is going to have an 8-bit tray. That's the next T-shirt. It's going to be Trey holding a wine glass in 8-bit, like the Mike Tyson,
It's
Mike
gonna
Tyson
look like
knockout.
a Donkey Kong thing, or jeez Louise. Look, what we really need for you to do is fly out here. You can stay in the guest house for 2 days for free. But when I say for free, you have to wire my house up for.
Time out. So wait,
yeah.
What? So 2 days? You do realize it takes like 12 hours to get to you?
No, to fly from Virginia to.
Dude, it's a fucking.
Where do you fly out of?
So I fly out of Richmond to Charlotte. That usually takes like an hour, but you have to wait 4 hours, and you have to go Charlotte to Seattle. The last time I did that,
and then Seattle to Walla Walla. So.
Oh Jesus Christ! It's like fucking 7 days to get to you.
Well, you can drive.
No. We'll listen. I promise you this. This summer or this fall, we'll get out there. I will promise you this. I guarantee you that
this is on tape, by the way, people. This is all being recorded. It's going to be on the podcast. Every time he says, "I promise you," I'm holding it to his word. Summer or fall, I've heard so far.
Is,
I've got it. There's a 6-month window. I'm going to see you, Anthony.
The funny thing is I expect to call you and be like, "Hey Trey, I'm coming out." You'd be like, "Oh well, I got harvest," or
the bed's ready for you, man.
I will tell you
the
this.
Comfort is. We're watching the Comforter. I apologize. We're watching the Comforter.
I think we go through. I can guarantee you that I'll be in Seattle, April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of next year. Wouldn't you agree on that one?
Let's look real quick. Yes, I'll agree.
Interesting. More information coming soon. Listen, Trey, I first of all, big thing. If you can, we have our Rocking for a Cure that's over this past Saturday. Trey was a part of it, introduced Richard Subaru, who did an amazing job. If you have the opportunity, or if you have an opportunity, I was spitting everywhere. You can go back and watch that. It's on Vimeo. You can watch the whole thing now live in 4K quality, even though it was compressed at 1080p. But you can watch that. You can listen to it as well. It's on every podcast platform, so you can listen to the whole thing. You can also get my dead air space in the beginning of the show where my mic decided to cut off on me. But if you also
that was my favorite part of the show.
No, dude, it was miserable. I swear on everything. At 5 o'clock that day, I came down to the studio. I cleaned it. I scrubbed this studio is the cleanest it's ever been. Scrubbed it. I was ready for it. I put my poster up. I was excited. I tried everything. I checked every cable.
You know what it was? I know what it was. You didn't have your incense. If you would have had your incense, that shit would have worked.
My life coach has told me that incense do make life better. It relaxed me today. I was good. But
what's the name of the incense you're supposed to do?
I
told you.
I know you said something, but I was told a different brand. The fuck is it? It's in here somewhere.
No, Nag Champa, man. That's it.
Oh, here it is.
Nag Champa.
Delightful Way is what I'm using right now. Delightful Way.
That's like buying a bourbon barrel Cabernet.
Well, I will tell you this.
Christ.
I have tried 3 different scents, and they all smell the same. But I do like it because when you burn this, it gives like a smoke effect going down, so it's interesting. But listen, on a serious note, Saturday happened. If you missed it, you can tune it in on your podcast. You listen to it. If you want to watch it, you can watch it on Facebook Live, or you can watch it on Vimeo. Niaga Champa. Okay, Trey Busch. You're texting me. Thank you. Or if you want, we have a link on our Facebook page. Up until this Friday, we are trying to get to our goal of $5,000. We had a ton of great donations, and I thank every single person who's donated, including the lovely Trey Busch, who is on my right. Or on your left on the screen. I have no idea. But thank you so much for everything you do. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. This is my left, but the reality is I'm looking at you. You're on my right.
It's confused. I still don't get it. But if you listen, we're about $550 away from the goal of $5,000, where all the money is going directly to people right now that need help, that have Parkinson's disease.
Tony Bounds is good for $50, and Brad will chime in for the $500. So
I will say this, Tony. So Brad, I don't know about Tony, but Brad has 100% donated already, and I'm grateful for him. Brad is an amazing human being. Love him to death.
He is.
But if Tony wants to donate, I am not knocking him, and I would appreciate it. And I will say this, for every person, as of right now at 10:33 p.m. on Tuesday, April 27th, anything after this, if you donate more than $25, I will send you a t-shirt, I will send you stickers, and I will send you a pin from the Touring Fan Live that was designed by Jim Mazza. 100% I'll pay for shipping and everything. All you have
Killer
to do...
t-shirt, too.
Did you enjoy the t-shirt?
I love the t-shirt. I've worn it like 3 times.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't washed it yet.
Oh, wow. and Holly's going to marry you?
Well, I got a scent. It smells like Nag Champa.
Oh, Jesus. And Tony, thank you so much. I appreciate it, brother.
You're the best, buddy. Hey, Tony, look, man, go get Shermer and Rusty to throw in like $20 each. And you'll find the link on the Touring Fan Live page. I shared it a couple times on my page. You're the best. I miss you, buddy. I can't wait to see you soon.
And Tony, send me a private message. I'll make sure I get a t-shirt and everything out to you, brother. I appreciate it. And then on a serious note, and another serious note, if you follow Trey Busch on Facebook, first of all, Trey Busch and Instagram, he's an amazing photographer. His wife is up for Maxim Cover Girl. Do you see? I don't forget.
Why is it going to get a why? You're like pushing this out. I appreciate this.
Listen, dude, you're a good friend of mine. I'm going to help you do whatever. So listen, check out Trey Busch Photography on Instagram. Yeah. In his bio is a link you can click that would be for you to vote to get his wife, who is a beautiful woman who does boudoir. Boudoir? Is that how you say it? Boudoir?
No, she does. It's like pin up and burlesque stuff.
Okay. Yeah. And from that, and Brad, dude, God, Brad's amazing. He put the link up to donate, and thank you so much. On this, you can donate, so she can be, because listen, she loves doing this. She's amazing at it. She's great. Trey has a great eye to capture it, so it's a match made in heaven. That's why they're getting married, and I'm the backup priest. So, listen, if you have the opportunity,
Rabbi, come on.
I mean, there might be a little.
Are you a bad Jew? Do you go to temple?
I am Catholic.
Oh, you're Catholic.
Yes.
I thought you said something about you had a rabbi outfit.
I have any outfit you need. I can provide.
You want me to be a rabbi?
If you want me to marry you as a fucking clown, I'll marry you as a clown. I mean, whatever. Listen, if Holly wants me to dress in I don't know, 70s male pinup, you got it. Listen, you don't want to see this, but I got it.
You're working your way to the top. I may have to boot Jeff. All the stuff you're bringing to the table here.
When's the wedding?
It's June 12th.
I got nothing. I got
nothing going on. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, nothing going on. I got you. Well, listen, Trey. Every last Tuesday of the month, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everyone tuning in. This was amazing, having people tell us about the bottles of wine they were opening up, getting to learn from Trey about the things learning up. We talked about Immortality tonight, but we haven't picked a song. Let's see. Let's see if some songs. We heard River Cross, In My Tree.
By the way, I love that song. It's a slow song, but I got to tell you, man, when Eddie did that, what was the benefit that he did last year where he played that live from his house and he was on that pump organ and he played that song all by himself?
That was for I
mean, the chills, I just got chills thinking about that. I love that song, but it's not really an upbeat song.
No,
I love that song though.
In My Tree, present tense, in hiding, go, 1 and 1, take a Pearl Jam staple and deep cut. Okay. And that is it. So what do you pick? You get to pick it. Right? Here's your choices. River Cross, In My Tree, present tense, in hiding, go, or 1.
I'm going. It had to be once, right? I'm going In My Tree.
Brad said 1 and 1. Take a Pearl staple and deep cut. If
Oh,
I understand,
I got you. Take a Pearl Jam staple. I got you. So he's like you have to take 2 songs. We can do that.
So next month,
Look, I love In My Tree. I
So-
love the intro that song live. Matt, man, you got it, dude. That song, when that song starts off live and you hear that drum beat in the bass, it's just Jeff and Matt. And oh man, I fucking love that song.
and Matt, do me a favor, message me. I'm gonna send you a poster from this past weekend from Rocking for a Cure if you want it, and I got you, brother. That's for us picking a song. So we're gonna do that, and then also
send me your address and I'll send you. I got a Sleight of Hand T-shirt for you too.
Whoa, look at you, Matt, getting a bunch of stuff. And then also, what I'll do is we'll have some of the Earth facts thrown away, and then Trey's gonna bring an album. I'm gonna bring an album, and we're gonna talk about that right there. So,
So In My Tree, we're gonna bring some albums,
yeah.
right? All right.
Yep.
And then the wine.
Ooh,
Let's talk about the wine real quick.
What did you send me? Because first of all, I'm excited I am
Here's
super
the thing.
excited.
This is gonna be. We're gonna do this in May, right? This will be the last weekend in May.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going pinky out. We're drinking rosé.
Oh,
All right.
I've never drinking rosé before.
You're gonna love it. So we're gonna drink, which by the way, it's already sold out. So the bottle you have coming, you're gonna love it. But we're gonna drink because rosé, it's spring, fresh, delicious. In My Tree, it makes me feel like rosé.
So
we'll be drinking some rosé next week or next month.
So May 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be watching. We're gonna be listening to and watching In My Tree, drinking some rosé, and going from there. And then also, Trey's gonna bring an album we never talked about. I'm gonna bring an album that I don't mention and go from there. Also, by the way, P.S. Do you know today is the birthday of a legend? Also, someone in your top 5 greatest American bands of all time.
Birthday, top 25 bands of all time.
No. Top 5 bands, American bands of all time in your top 5.
Gosh, you know whose birthday it is today.
Today's birthday is Ace Frehley of Kiss.
Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley's not a top 5 band for me. I told you about this. Kiss is, they're. Look, I will say this, Anthony. I'll say this. You're gonna love my next winery T-shirt, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh, dude, don't. If it's a Kiss T-shirt, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
It's good. I'll forward you the screenshot. Also, if we're talking about anniversaries, and I know we're trying to wrap this up, if we're talking about anniversaries, and this is important. 28 years ago, on this date, 1993, Brad released Shame today. First Brad album. Please tell me you listen to Brad.
I do listen to Brad. Jesus Christ, I do. Yeah.
I mean, Buttercup.
Oh God, Sean Smith is. It's sad because I didn't know too much about Brad or Sean Smith until after his passing.
Yeah.
And it was actually, someone made me a playlist of his music, and I just was like, there's this amazing video on YouTube of stuff he had done, and I was mesmerized by his capabilities as a singer, his vocal range, and his ability to play piano.
His range from low to high, and when he sings falsetto, and but man, if folks who are listening to this, if you don't know the band Brad, just go listen to the album Shame. But his entire library of work is, I said we talked earlier about Chris and Lane and Kurt. But I'll throw Sean in there for another Seattle singer that's no longer with us. That, for me, vocally and lyrically, incredible singer-songwriter, an incredible musician, and part of the Pearl Jam family. You know what I mean? But with his partnership with Stone and Regan, and so anyway, it's just hard to believe that album's 28 years old. I say that out loud, and you think that's a big number, 28 years. But it's as fresh today as if they could release that album today, and it would be absolutely incredible.
So I was 8 years old when that album came out.
Well, I'm old because I was 24.
I just turned 36 on Saturday. But hey, listen, at least you look better and more in shape than this clusterfuck.
Listen, you keep on drinking wine, your hair's gonna grow back.
Dude, listen,
amazing.
Quick story before we end this. I love brushing my daughter's hair and like styling my son's hair because I'm just jealous of the ability that they have this beautiful head of hair, and my fucking fat self has this hairline that goes all the way back to the. Anyway,
thanks, Dad. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, son of a bitch. So May 25th, in my tree. I'm writing this down here live.
I already put it on my calendar. I wrote the album down. I wrote that we're gonna bring an album.
Nice.
We're gonna drink rosé.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, for all of the bunch of shares and over 3,000 people that viewed this live. Last episode on podcast version, over 17,000 listens. It's all about Trey. Let's be realistic. It's all about Trey.
Let's be real. I haven't gotten my check yet. Anthony just got a new car because of this show.
What the fuck? Get the hell out of here. That
ridiculous.
bullshit.
Listen,
Listen.
what, man? A couple more shows like this, Anthony, and I'm gonna,
talk about the crazy thing is, I'm still paying for everything. I pay the t-shirts, everything we're paying. I pay for everything, and I'm grateful to do it. I'm just so grateful.
I bought my multi-mix 4. I bought my professional microphone to look like you. And I got my lighting system.
And where did you learn all this from?
From you. I got all the stuff from you.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Okay.
You didn't buy it for me. I had to pay for this stuff.
I know you had to buy it. I had to buy all this shit too.
I didn't get an Anthony discount.
There was no Anthony discount. What are you talking?
Hey, it's just like Jake from State Farm, man.
Yeah, I wear khakis. All right, Trey, hang tight. We're gonna end this show. And May 25th, this channel touring. I was on the Touring Fan Live. Let's Talk Final. I can't. Same place, same time, and then tomorrow, 11 o'clock in the morning. If you want to listen to the new show, X gets the square.
Yep.
Dude, I have a fucking bottle of wine. Haven't eaten yet. I'm
good
done.
Good stuff. Hey, you know what? We should add a cannabis component to this on one of our shows too.
Pot is legal in Virginia starting June 1st.
That's what I'm talking about. We just next level right there.
That would be interesting. Is your wife okay with that?
Yes.
Until next time, Cape Crusaders, thank you for tuning in to the Touring Fan Live. I'm Anthony, that's Trey. Buy his wine. Boom.